looking to unveil BioRacer Aero here at Cyclone Montreal, and just to get a sort of some feedback from Andy Francione of Alpha Mantis, and we brought in an athlete, Antoine Jolicoeur Desroches, our favorite triathlete pro with Louis Garneau, just to give us a help with demoing. And we're sort of just looking to get some feedback from the boys on what they thought of how the system worked and whether they thought it was useful, the process. So Andy, maybe you can give us a sense of what you thought.
Yeah, so well, Jeff has been setting this up for the last hour or so, and we finally got it unwrapped and working. And BioRacer Aero is actually quite an interesting tool. I'm finding that the feedback loop, you make a change and you see what the impact is on the athlete's aerodynamic drag, is quite a quick feedback loop compared to the testing that we normally do. And so, well, just to give you an impression of the kinds of things that we do. So the idea behind this is that we've got a green screen, and we're taking a frontal photograph from a camera that's a couple meters away from Antoine. And basically the camera and the system is subtracting out everything but the frontal area of the cyclist. And in this case, what we're going to be doing is we're going to just be looking at a couple of big position changes and things. Ultimately, the idea behind this is that you would want to tweak some of the positions like Sphinx or otherwise. So let's get Antoine to start in a regular position.
Yeah, you're
Antoine,
there.
yeah, there you go. And we can notice that we're using up about 300 watts to go 38 kilometers an hour. That corresponds to a frontal area of about 0.495 meters squared. And then as the athlete decides to change position, so if we go to a Sphinx position, we're now at about 260 watts. So we've dropped 40 watts just going to the Sphinx position. And then we can choose other positions, or we can decide to tweak different hand positions here and see what the impact is. So we're now at 256, 255 watts. A 4-watt gain over the subtle difference from the previous Sphinx position. And if we go into the drops, because a lot of people want to know whether drops or Sphinx is faster, we notice that the drops are even lower than the Sphinx. Now, we could probably tweak it so that the Sphinx position for Antoine is better than the drop position. But that's roughly the idea of what we'd be doing. And notice that we've already done 4 positions or 3 positions in just a couple minutes, which is not something that you do either in the wind tunnel or on the velodrome. It's not exactly the same as doing the aero testing, but it is the biggest component is frontal area. And so this is excellent feedback for Jeff as he positions his cyclists to try to get them faster. And now, Antoine, if you want to come with me, we'll take a look at all the positions you tried, and we're going to go through what each of them means. So we're just taking Antoine through now the report that's created, which I find very, very interesting. And here we're looking at the baseline position, which is the outline in yellow, at 320 watts on the hoods, compared to the best position here, which was in the drops. And you can see all the frontal area that has been saved by being in the drops. And then the Sphinx position, which is sometimes faster, but not in this particular case with with this setup of bar width and all of that, is a little bit worse, 13 watts. And then even the relaxed position is kind of a significant savings. It's 60 watts better. And so we've done this in just a couple minutes, and giving at least some options for Antoine to create his toolbox for a road bike, and eventually for little tweaks on his tri position. So Jeff, I would say that this is a very interesting tool. I think you're going to learn so much, and the athletes will get a lot faster with this.
I'm keen to see too, sort of from a preliminary position and setting a baseline when the athlete comes in, the beginning of a fit, to the final position, and then even some refinement that we can do in the aerodynamics perspective, from an aerodynamic perspective, to see the improvement we've made just in the fitting. I think that to me is going to be the real interesting part, is that you can tangibly say that this is what we've done today was saved you 50 watts or,
Yeah.
or 40 watts or whatever it may be,
Yeah, terrific tool.
as opposed to saying we think you're better.
Right, right.
No.
No, quantifying it is definitely very
actually,
useful.
we think that's, that moving your arm this way is a 5 watt savings, or, from the testing we've done on the track, we know that, dropping your head in below your shoulders is going to give us X number of watt savings. But here you're going to see it.
Well, I
measurable.
can't wait to see how you're going to take this tool to find creative tweaks to make your athletes faster. Guys like Antoine, I mean,
Yeah.
even small amounts will move him forward in his racing quite well. But for the age group, we're going to be able to find much bigger changes that will help them a lot.
Yeah, certainly, the expense of a wind tunnel or even a day of work in the velodrome. This took us, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's phenomenal too.
Yeah.